2022 and 2023, we're going to have tremendous amount of motivated sellers in the real estate housing market. Hey gang, my name is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and I'm going to talk to you exactly why I believe, in my opinion, that we're going to have massive amount of motivated sellers in the housing market in 2022 and 2023. So let's dive in. Number one, a lot of people are going to feel motivated because the stock market is going to be crashing, and they're going to feel that their wealth is shrinking up. Really, it wasn't their wealth, it was a phantom gain. It was just only paper gain. They never actualized it. They never harvest that gain. And they're going to feel that their wealth is shrinking up because of what's going on in the market, okay? So what that means is, if they have, let's say, rental properties, if they have a second home, a third home, you know, a lot of the middle upper class are going to be feeling this pinch, okay? The other thing is that, thank you. That guy almost ran me over, man. Good thing I didn't go. All right, so the thing is that so many Americans, it doesn't matter what spectrum of income they're in. If they're making $50,000 a year, if they're making $200,000 a year, if they're making $2 million a year, they've gotten there. Or I shouldn't say they've gotten there, but no matter what spectrum of income they're in, they've used debt heavily to make themselves look at a next level up. Okay, if I can just simply say that without being rude. And what I mean is, because it's not probably even their fault, is they've been conditioned into thinking, what is the minimum payment for this thing? And I can afford it, okay? So they've been conditioned to think that just the minimum one monthly payment entitles them to afford something. If it's a commercial building, if it's a real estate investing, if it's a car, if it's a jewelry, if it's a shoes, because people are even financing their little socks and jewelry and everything, okay? So it doesn't matter what it is, as long as they could afford their minimum monthly payments, they feel entitled to getting that product, the service, because they think they can afford it, and that's totally untrue. In my book, you can't afford it unless you can pay cash for it. If you can't pay cash for it, then that means you can't afford it. Now, I totally understand good debt and bad debt, but I'll get into that in a little bit, okay? Now, so this is going to lead into more people becoming more motivated. One is the stock market. The second is the debt level is just way too high for so many people. And as interest rates go up, they're not going to be able to afford what they have, because a lot of the stuff they have is going to probably be on adjustable mortgage and like their credit card and stuff like that. And those payments are going to go up. And if things go up more, for example, prices of homes, they try to buy a price of home, maybe at 2% interest rate, 1% interest rate, they could buy a $400,000 home and barely make it because the payments were ridiculously low, right? But at 5%, 7%, 9% interest, there's no way they could afford that because they're already leveraged out in so many things. So the other factor is that a lot of people are going to be getting laid off from these higher end jobs because corporate greed is ridiculous in America, okay? And what I mean is that corporations will just lay off people versus taking a less of a profit. We can see that what happened in 2020 with the bug 19, that a lot of businesses became from millionaires to billionaires, from billionaires to trillionaires, but you know, these same individuals are going to lay off their working employees because it's all about, as they say, shareholders supposedly, okay, not the community. So as the higher and middle class start losing their nice paying jobs, the people that have college degrees, that's going to lead into the motivation factor of them selling their home with everyone else coming into the market or drinking water from the river at the same time, okay? Now, there are other people that are going to be smart enough, like realizing, hey, the market's about to tank, and these individuals may be coming out to get a drink of water as well, which is going to lead into the motivation and price cuts in the real estate market. Okay, because some of those people that are coming in that are not financially trouble, they probably are smart enough to realize what's coming, and because they were smart enough to realize what's coming, they probably have a lot of equity or may own the house free and clear, and these individuals are able to discount their properties versus the ones that are in trouble financially, and therefore those individuals cannot discount, and which means that their homes are eventually going to go to foreclosure unless a smart real estate investor like myself find these individuals and say, look, you try to sell your home, it didn't sell, why don't you sell it through me through seller financing, aka taking over your house payments. Okay, and if you're interested in structuring deals like that, finding deals like that, how to talk to the sellers to get seller financing, then first and foremost, download my newest course, which is 29 different courses called the Subject to LAUNCHPAD, guys. It's 29 different courses, from talking to sellers to finding foreclosures in your own backyards, totally for free from the county clerk's office. I have video trainings on that. I have paperwork like subject to seller financing contracts and so many other things, guys. So many other paperworks, and guys, there's 29 different courses and guys, video training, and you can get it right now for just $200. The reason I'm doing it so low is because I want you guys to win. I know what's coming down the pipeline and basically giving it away. Okay, this course is Subject to LAUNCHPAD, retails for $9,000 plus. You can get it right now for $200 at myrealestatedojo.com. Okay, let's continue forward. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of motivated sellers. A lot of these sellers are going to try to sell their home, and they're not going to be able to. Some of them will, right? But once the pan starts heating up and everyone realizes the water is getting hot, they're trying to jump out, right? Then that's when there's going to be a flood of inventory, and people are going to be the ones that can, slashing the prices to sell their home, where the other ones that cannot won't be able to, because maybe they use their home as an ATM. Maybe they just got a loan in the past 7 years and they haven't built enough equity. Maybe so many different things, right? And so therefore, it's going to be a great time to be a real estate investor, in my opinion, to buy homes subject to, guys. Okay, so let me take this off real quick. Woo! All right, guys, to buy homes subject to. I think that's the way it goes. All right. So anyways, guys, thank you for clicking the like button. Don't take no for an answer. Always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined. Romy. Peace.